So what if I told you your homework this year was primarily going to be to go home and watch videos on the internet? That is the general idea of the flipped learning classroom. The videos you're going to watch are going to be the notes that would have normally been presented in the classroom. So instead of taking notes in class and going home and doing homework, you're going to go home and take notes through the videos and then come into class and do what was typically homework. This particular idea has been called the flipped classroom, and over the summer I had the opportunity to attend a workshop by the Flipped Learning Network, and the two gentlemen that are running that have created a book called The Flipped Classroom. An idea of what the flipped classroom would look like, we can watch an example on the YouTube channel that I've created called The Rock Whisperer 13. We'll explain the name later on in class. There is one video here called The Flipped Classroom that I'd like to show you really quickly. It's about 2 minutes, gives you an idea of what goes on in the classroom.
And I teach science here at Little Park High School. My ultimate goal, I guess, as a teacher is to help students become learners who can learn for themselves and by themselves. One of the problems that I was guilty of even prior to flipping my classroom around was the classroom was centered around me. I told them exactly what to learn, how to learn it, what assignments to do to learn it, and when to learn it, and how to prove to me that they learned it. I don't do that anymore. We changed the plates in which content is delivered. Instead of standing in front of a class and delivering, here's how you do this type of problem, here's how this works, I deliver that direct instruction now asynchronously at home through these videos that we make in Data Studio. I'm still home.
Oh, we didn't do that last
time. The last step, they were already whole numbers. We had 1, 1, and 4. Here we don't have a whole number. So here's a few little tricks when you need to multiply by whole numbers. If one of your numbers ends in 0.5, you're going to multiply by 2.
Something 0.5 times it by 2.
Right.
Okay, write this down, guys.
Yes. If something ends in 0.3 or 0.33 or 0.66, you multiply by 3. Kids come to class, they don't show up to learn new stuff, they show up to apply the things that they learn at home and to ask me questions about the things they learned at home. So now they can have my lesson, if you will, what I would normally have stood up and lectured to them in class with some added features. They get that at home, then what they were expected to do for homework is now what they do in my class. Life is different for me because I no longer am the guy who stands up in the front of the classroom and just yaks at a student for an hour or however long the class is. Now I walk around the class and I help kids. I'm a tutor, I'm a guide, I'm the putter outer of fires, whatever it happens to be. In my crazy chemistry class, I walk around and do that. I don't stand up front and teach. This is kind of a traditional model. I'm Aaron Sams. I'm a teacher. I'm a dad. I'm a husband. I love Camp David Student.
So I have some other examples I can share with you in the class. And as we get started going into the beginning of next week, hope you'll have a better understanding of what the flipped classroom is like, and I hope you enjoy.